Thank you so much for joining us today for Finale's Barcode Scanning 101 webinar. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come and hang out with us. Now, today we are here to learn a brief overview about Finale's mobile barcode scanning tool and how it could help your business. Today, we have a good mix of attendees that are currently using Finale, as well as people taking a look at Finale for the very first time. So if you're wondering if the barcode scanner would be a good fit for your business, stay tuned. A little bit about me. My name is Sonic Chan. I have worked at Finale as a customer relationship manager since 2024. I've worked with hundreds of customers in various industries, and I am an avid eater of spicy food. The spicier, the better. One of my favorites is Thai cuisine. But we're not here to talk about that. On our agenda today, I plan to have a brief overview of the capabilities of the scanner, followed by a live demonstration of it. Then we will leave some time at the end for Q&A. So what are the benefits of utilizing a barcode scanner? Number one, picking and receiving accuracy will be higher, as well as you'll be able to conduct efficient and accurate stock takes. Locating inventory quickly, you'll be able to know where your products are, especially in a warehouse where things can get quite convoluted. You'll have also a shorter training period for new staff, and you'll have serial number and lot ID tracking. There are some times that can make transitioning to a barcode scanner easier. Number one, moving into a new warehouse or expanding into an existing one. Introducing a new software. So if you're adding Finale for the first time, it's great to add the barcode scanner so you're only training your team once on one workflow. Or adding a shipping software like ShipStation, for example. That would be an ideal time because you're training once instead of multiple times. Number three, if you're experiencing higher order volume, then the scanner is a great way to reduce picking error rates and ensuring order accuracy. Number four, hiring more people, for example. And this ties in with the shorter training time. Rather than go and teach your staff about all the products and little nuances that go in each of them, just using Finale Scan to verify is a way to reduce that training period when you're hiring more people. When to use a barcode scanner? Now, the answer isn't always clear, but there are some great indicators to help you recognize that it may be time to start scanning. And this varies by company to company, business to business. Are you having trouble finding products? That could be a great time to use the barcode scanner. Do you have a high order picking error rate? Especially if you have a lot of products that look similar or are stored near each other, that could be another reason. Ordering more inventory because you misplaced it. This is such a common thing that we see. Do you have a slow or inefficient picking process? We help businesses with that all the time. A lack of accountability and audit capabilities. Finale records every transaction done on the scanner and ties it to a user so you can track who did that transaction. And lastly, scalability for the future. If your business is growing and you want to plan for the future, the barcode scanner is a great way to prepare for that. So the operations available on the scanner include purchase order receiving, order picking, stock transfers, changes, and takes. We'll be going over the first three operations today in the demonstration. Stock changes would be small adjustments in the warehouse, adding or removing stock. Stock takes, also known as cycle counts, going back to your weekly or monthly counts, or maybe your yearly audit of inventory. The scanner can help facilitate that process and make sure that your counts are accurate. Purchase order receiving. So number one, it improves receiving accuracy through scanner verification. The scanner can also learn serial numbers or batch and lot IDs during the receiving process. So as you receive it, you can also attach lot IDs to your products. And the scanner verifies the put away location via scan. In addition to that, the scanner records the team member performing the receiving task, so you're able to verify which user did it and where. Order picking, so this would be your sales order fulfillment. The scanner can help improve your picking accuracy through scan verification as well. Accuracy is going to be a common theme that you're going to be seeing throughout this presentation. The scanner will also direct you to pick. Directing meaning it will tell you to go to each bin or shelf or sublocation in your Finale account where the products are stored. You can also scan to remove serial numbers or lot IDs as you fulfill your orders, so you'll know which serial number you used when you shipped out that order. The scanner also provides you visual confirmation or deny prompts based on the scans. And we offer various order picking methods, which we'll be going over in the next slide. So for order picking methods, Finale offers several. One is the basic pick, so this is picking for one order at a time. We also offer batch picking, which allows you to pick for multiple orders at a time, and that includes wave picking, which we'll get into detail later. Pick and pack, and order batches using batch IDs. So basic picking, this is picking for one order at a time. And the barcode scanner will guide you through the warehouse, directing which items to pick and verifying that the items picked are correct. Here on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see the screen check mark, which will show you when you pick an item correctly. And in my demonstration, I'll be showing you what the scanner does if you pick an item incorrectly. We also have wave picking, where you scan in batches of orders, assign each order to a slot on the bin or a cart, and then pick all of the inventory needed for the orders with one pass through the warehouse. An example is you may start at A01, scan a blue t-shirt there, and notice that it goes into multiple orders. So we would put blue t-shirts into slots, let's say 1, 4, 7, 10. Then you walk to A05 and you pick a red t-shirt there. You notice that red t-shirt is on multiple orders, and that goes into slots, let's say 2, 5, 6, and 12. The advantage of this is that in one revolution of the warehouse, you have picked all of the orders in your batch. Finale also offers a pick and pack feature, which separates the fulfillment process into two phases. Phase one would be the gather step. So you're gathering all the inventory for the orders you have loaded in at once. Then, after gathering the inventory, you would store that inventory into a packing location, such as a table, a shipping center. Finale, we usually call it a packing table. Then another worker can pick up where the other one left off and start to pack the orders using the products that the previous worker just gathered. This allows you to gather the items on those, let's say, 20 orders in one pass. The person pushes the cart to a packing table, and then we're packing all the orders at once. So this also eliminates the double backing when you go to pick for orders. Next up, we have order batches. And this allows you to easily call up multiple sales orders on a barcode scanner using a single batch ID. Using batches, we support all picking methods. You can do basic pick, wave pick, or pick and pack. The difference in using order batches is how orders are entered using batch IDs versus wave picking or pick and pack. A batch ID can be used to load multiple orders at once instead of scanning each order separately. On the topic of batch IDs, some may be wondering, what are batch IDs? Batch IDs are a unique identifier that can call up batches or groups of sales orders. You can create those within Finale, or if you're using another shipping software such as ShipStation, Finale can import those batch IDs from there as well. Some examples of how businesses or companies may batch orders together could be based on fulfillment type, if they're using similar products, or by the picking method. Now, when should you use these picking methods? It varies from company to company, and you can use a hybrid style. Usually, it isn't one method all the time, but of course, that varies by company. Here on this slide, we have a chart which we can use to identify when should we use each picking method. Now, if you have a low number of orders to pick and the SKUs vary by a lot, then it would be ideal to use the basic pick for that. If you notice that your orders have small amount of products on each of them, but they're all similar, then we could recommend to use the wave pick or the pick and pack. Really, it depends on your use case, and that varies by business. So reach out to us and we can help you identify which picking method would be suitable for your needs. So the plan requirements to use the barcode scanning solution with Finale, you have to be on a gold subscription plan or higher. Now, Finale offers subscription plans at either a monthly or annual rate. If you go with the annual rate, you would pay for, let's say, 10 months and you get 2 months for free. So you'll get a discount there. If you want any more information on our pricing system, you can reach out to our service line at service@finaleinventory.com. You can also email us and inquire about how you can receive a free barcode scanner to get started. So with all this talk and discussion of a barcode scanner, you may be wondering, what devices can I use? Here are some supported barcode scanning devices. Now, one thing I want to note is that the Finale Barcode app runs only on Android OS, which is available on the Google Play Store. All the way on the left is a phone, a mobile device, and this uses the camera on the phone. Finale can interact with that, and that becomes the scanner. So if you did want to use the phone, it is absolutely appropriate to be used with the barcode scanner app. The middle two are more classic scanners used in a warehouse with the pistol grip. These are made to be rugged. These can be dropped, used alongside heavy machinery and freezers. And these are typically the ones that Finale recommends. Here we also have a scanner with a keyboard, which you can use to type in quantities or anything else that you may need. So we've seen some devices that are supported, but where can we get them? One of our trusted partners is Barcode Arena. Now, Finale Inventory does not sell barcode scanners. We are a software company. But our trusted partner, Barcode Arena, they have great support. And if you go to barcodearena.com and search Finale Inventory, that'll take you to a page that I have a snippet here a page of products that have Finale inventory pre-installed. You can also use our code, Finale Inventory for Life, and receive 10% off your purchase. So with that being said, let's head into the demonstration. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to be bringing up my scanner application. Okay, I should be sharing my screen now. So a high level overview of what we're going to be going through today. We're going to be receiving a purchase order, one that will be including lot IDs on it. We're going to be doing a transfer within the warehouse. And then we're going to be finishing off with the sales order fulfillment process using two methods. One will be the basic pick, and the other one will be using batch IDs. First and foremost, I want to introduce you to our view stock screen over here and introducing you to the products that we'll be working with today. I have some health and fitness products, so I'm going to filter by that on our category here. I can also save my filter values to this view. And I'm going to be working with some vegan chocolate protein, some shaker bottles, and a couple of smartwatches. Heading back to the home screen, I'm going to be going to our purchases here. And here we can see our purchase orders. I've prepared one ahead of time. So I'm going to be clicking into here. And you can see the items that are on this purchase order. So I've also prepared this little diagram to help you visualize the receiving process. I'm going to be printing our document here, which gives me a barcode on the document that I can use to scan. So I'm going to be going to option 3, receive, scanning my purchase order here. And now my sublocation that I want to receive products in. Let's receive the shaker bottles first. So I'm going to go to A2, scan that barcode. Now I'm going to be scanning my shaker bottles here. The quantity has autofilled with 500, which is a setting available on the scanner that I'm going to be using today, but you can leave that off if you'd like. And that way you would have to scan each item as you receive it, which can also aid in ensuring your accuracy during the receiving process. So I'm going to press enter. I can see that I've received 500 out of 500 units on the lower left corner here in green. And now let's move into A1. Now for A1, I'm going to be receiving my protein powder. But for this protein powder, I want to start tracking lots for this. I'm going to be unchecking my lot ID here, scanning my protein code. And here in my lot ID, I will want to be tracking lot A. So I'm going to be scanning that. And here I'm going to be receiving 500 units of lot A. In the lower left corner, I can see I've received 500 out of 1,000 on the PO. Now I'm going to be receiving the other 500 and scanning lot B for these. Next, let's move into A3. And now I'm going to be receiving my smartwatches, which will also be serialized products. I go to scan my smartwatch barcode. And for my serial number, I'm going to be scanning in SN1. and receiving one of those. I'm going to be scanning the next smartwatch. Lot ID, serial number 2, and inputting one of those. And lastly, my smartwatch with serial number 3 on it. So I've received 3 of 3 units of my smartwatch. I'm all good to go on my PO. So I'm going to hit the menu button, exit back to main menu, and sync my scanner. This will transmit the data that is on the scanner to Finali's cloud. So I'm going to confirm my sync. That looks good. So now let's head into Finale, refresh our page. Now here we can see our shipment over here. One thing I want to draw your attention to is this user and transaction done with the timestamp on it, which helps verify who did what. One other thing you can look at is this view here. When expanded, I can see the products, where I received them, what lot, and how many. Heading back into our view stock screen, I can see the units that I received. I have at A1, lot A, and lot B, each with 500 units. In A2, I have 500 units of my shaker bottle. And for my smartwatches, I have 3 of them in A3, each with their own individual serial number. Next thing I want to go over is doing a stock transfer, so moving inventory from one shelf or bin to another. In order to do that on my scanner app, I'm going to hit more over here and go to option 6, transfer. I'm going to be doing a quick put away. So hitting enter here. And let's say I want to move my shaker bottles. So I'm going to be scanning my shaker bottle. And let's say I want to move half of them, so 250. And you can see in the from sublocation, the shaker bottles are already in A2, so the scanner has populated with that already. I'm confirming that I want to move it from A2 and scanning it to sublocation. So let's say I want to move it into A1. I'm going to be scanning A1. And now the scanner shows me I've moved 250. Let's go back to menu. We can also review our items, and I can see I have 250 moved from A2 into A1. Going back to our menu, let's go ahead and sync our scanner, transmit that data from our scanner to the cloud. Here, let me refresh my page. And now I can see my units of the shaker bottle are at A2 for 250 and now at A1 for 250, which I just transferred over. Next up, I'm going to be going over some sales orders using Finale and the barcode scanner. So heading back to the home page and going into sales, here are some sales that I've prepared ahead of time. Now you can see that these are committed orders, and orders that are committed are the ones that can be brought into the scanner. First off, I want to show you this wholesale order we have over here. This is going to be for all the products we just received with a high number of quantities. So let's print this document here. And now I'm going to go to option 2 on the scanner, basic pick, and let's go ahead and scan every item. Let's go and scan our barcode here. And now it tells me what product I need and how many. We also have a description of the product here. So for a vegan chocolate protein, let's go ahead and scan our lot. We're going to be doing, let's say, 100 units from lot A. And now I need 100 more units to fully fulfill this wholesale order. So now I'm going to be using 100 units from lot B. And now the scanner tells me that's great. You can move on to the next item. I press OK. And now I need to pick my shaker bottles. But let's see what happens if instead I scan the protein again. And let's say I type in 100. The scanner tells me that I've picked the wrong item. So, as added security and helping ensure your order accuracy, these are the benefits that using a scanner can help with. Let's go and undo this and appropriately scan our shaker bottle. The item is at A1, but I can very much move to A2 and scan the shaker bottles over there if I'd like. And for this, I'm going to be picking 100. The scanner tells me, good job. And now for my next pick, I can go to A3. Now, I don't have the smartwatches at A1 or A2, so it's telling me to go into A3 now. I'm going to be walking to A3, scanning the location barcode. Now the system recognizes I'm at A3. It knows I have 3 of them at A3, but I just need 1. So I'll be scanning my smartwatch serial number, confirming I'm only using 1, and the system gives me a green check mark. I hear a pleasant chime to let me know I'm finished with the picking process. So I can go ahead and press OK. Let's go back to the menu and exit. Okay. So going back into our sale order here, I can see the shipment that I just packed. The scanner recognizes that I picked 100 from lot A, 100 from lot B, and that I also picked a serial number for my smartwatch. Going back into the sales orders here, let's do a batch ID, creating one in Finale. If I select these 3 orders over here, hit the actions drop down and select update batch ID for my selected sales, I can use either a system generated batch ID or one that I picked by myself. Let's say for this one, I want to do 10,001. I'm confirming the sales that I want to attach this batch ID to. And now here in the batch ID column, you can see which orders have that batch ID. Also, if you're using a shipping software, we can definitely import that batch ID from ShipStation, which is another option available to you. With that batch ID attached, let's go ahead and sync our scanner so that we know which orders have that batch ID. Going back into our image. Let's go to pick our orders and go to order batches. I'm going to be scanning my batch ID. And let's do a pick and pack here. First, we need to gather our order batch. So we're going to be gathering all of the items on these orders at once. And the first product that we need is our chocolate protein. So I'm going to be scanning that barcode. And we're going to be doing 50 of those. Now we need 130 shaker bottles. So I'm going to be scanning that code over here. Step is done. And now for the next pick with the direct picking, I'm going into A3. After picking those shaker bottles, I now see how many I have after that gather step. And now 3 out of 3, this tells me for my third order, I'm going to need to be picking 2 smartwatches, which are at A3. So I move into A3, scan that barcode, tells me where I'm at. So let's go and pick our first smartwatch. And now our second smartwatch. That was the last gather. We're all good here. Let's hit OK, and we hear that pleasant chime again. Let's hit complete, and now we're going to be going into a packing sublocation, or wherever we're going to want to store our products in for the next worker to pick up where we left off and start to pack those orders. So I'm going to be heading to my packing table, scanning my packing barcode. And here's a summary. So completed steps 3, we've picked 3 times, skipped none of the items, and have nothing left remaining. We are going to be using all of the products and packing them at packing sublocation. All looks good to me. Let's go ahead and hit OK. Now, going back into Finale, let's go ahead and print our pull sheet. And now let's start to do the gathering for our orders we just packed or picked. So scanning our batch ID again, going into pick and pack. Now we're going to be packing our orders, and our inventory is at packing. So that's auto-filled for us. Really convenient. We're confirming here. And now we have several options available to us as we go to pack. Scanning every item. This allows for the most security and order accuracy. Packing all at once. This provides the least security. This assumes you have everything you need to go. All the orders are packed at once. For the sake of this exercise, we're going to be going for scanning every item. And now we're going to need to scan the first order ID of our batch. So here I'm scanning this barcode that reads 100054. And on this order, you can see it calls for 100 shaker bottles. So scanning my shaker bottles here. And let's bring this over. Bringing in 100 of those. Green check mark, always nice to see, always reassuring. Order's done. Hear that pleasant chime again. Now moving on to the next order in our batch, scrolling down on my screen here, 100055. Going to be scanning that barcode. And this one calls for 30 shaker bottles, which is first even though it's second here because it's at packing. So I'm going to be scanning our shaker bottle here, entering 30 quantity. And now item 2 for 2. There's 2 items on this sales order, and the second one is our chocolate protein. So now we're going to be scanning our chocolate protein, entering in the quantity on there, and we see a green check mark. We hear that verification again, the pleasant chime, and now we're going to be moving on into the last order in our batch. So order ending in 56. Here, I'm going to be scanning the barcodes on our smartwatches. So for one, here's one with one serial number. The other smartwatch has a unique serial number as well, and that will be a 1 of 1. And now I'm finished with that pack. That was the last pack. Okay, and here's the chime. So I finished packing that batch. That all looks good to me. I'm going to be exiting to the main menu and syncing all that good data on my scanner. I'm syncing that one wholesale order as well as those batches that I picked. Okay. So let me make this bigger. And heading back into Finale, let's refresh our page. So now we can see all of the orders that we just picked are now fully packed. Let's go into our wholesale order here, our shipments tab, and we can see this was packed on this date by this user at this time. Now, another benefit is as I go to print this packing slip, for example, I can see which lot IDs I picked, which can be useful for warranty or recall purposes. So, to summarize what we did so far, we've received POs with lot IDs on them, transferred inventory from one shelf to another, and lastly, we picked different types of sales orders. We had one wholesale order that had larger quantities on it, and a group of e-com orders with a smaller product count on them, and we used batch IDs to easily and quickly fulfill those orders. I'm going to be stopping my screen share. One more thing that I would like to show you. On the shipments tab, we also have what we consider a packed shipment over here. Now with this packed shipment, we have options available to us. We can transfer this shipment, ship it out, unpack it, or cancel it. Now, as we go to ship this shipment, that is when we actually remove these units from your quantity on hand. And let me reshare my screen. Thank you for that. Heading back into my shipments tab, you have your options available to you. Now you can ship this shipment, which actually removes the units from your quantity on hand. You can also attach a tracking number to these shipments. For this particular example, I'm not concerned with adding a tracking number, but that is an option available to you. Now, for these other products, these are considered fully packed. So these are now staged to be shipped out the door. All we're waiting for is a shipping signal. Let's say either manually marking them as shipped, or if you're working with a shipping software such as ShipStation, we can then receive the shipping signal from them and mark these orders as shipped automatically. In addition to ShipStation, we also work well with Shopify or other selling platforms. And that concludes my demonstration. Thank you all for joining me. And I'd like to leave the room now for questions.
Awesome, Sonic. Thanks so much for the presentation, the demonstration, and going through what the scanner capabilities are. Obviously, there's a lot more capabilities that the scanner has. However, we can only add in so many into a short presentation like this. But there are a few questions that we had from our audience, and I'm going to give you a few of them, time permitting. If we don't actually get to the questions for audience members, feel free to email service@finaleinventory.com, and we'll be able to answer your questions there. But one of the common questions that we saw in the Q&A was, what are the pros and cons of using a handheld scanner versus just using a phone?
Yeah, great question. So in my experience, using the actual scanner versus a phone is a lot faster. Using the phone camera, while it is an option, sometimes can be a little bit finicky depending on your device. And really, it takes the camera some time to be able to get the barcode in frame perfectly. Whereas with the scanner, it fires the laser right away. You can get a scan within 1 or 2 seconds. So to answer your question, it's going to be a lot faster using the handheld scanner versus the phone.
Great. And another question from the audience is, when you're receiving purchase orders, after you've scanned in everything and received it, does the PO automatically change its status to completed from the original committed status?
Yeah, great observation. So the PO will not move into a completed status after it has been fully received on the scanner. And that is an intention left because after you receive the PO, you would need to go back into it and then add the invoices from your supplier.
Thank you. Another question from the audience is, can barcode scanners work offline? We have Wi-Fi dead spots in our warehouse.
So the Wi-Fi scanner will need Wi-Fi to be able to transmit the data held on the scanner to Finale's cloud. However, in the interim, the data can be stored locally until you reach a Wi-Fi signal, which you can then use to sync to Finale.
Got it. Another one from the audience is, if I have temporary or part-time employees using the scanner, will they have access to my sales data from the scanner, revenue, products, and sales information?
So no, the sales revenue, product information, prices, that is not visible on the scanner. As an added layer of security, we also have several filters you can use on the scanner, which you can apply per user, limiting what types of orders they see, either by location or by fulfillment status.
Got it. Thank you. Another question from the audience is, how do barcode scanners help with cycle counting and periodic inventory audits?
Yeah, so barcode scanners help with cycle counting because they allow you to physically go into the location, make adjustments for one or several bins at a time, rather than having to go through the entire warehouse in one go, which can be quite taxing. This eliminates possibilities for errors when doing such a large batch at once. This allows you to approach your cycle counts in smaller increments.
Thank you. A little bit more of a specific question, but I think great for the audience is, on the pick and pack, what happens if the order is picked but not packed until the next day?
Yeah, so if the order is picked but not packed until the next day, then the items will remain at the packing table or whatever sublocation you chose to transfer those products into. So the worker the next day can definitely pick up where the previous worker left off from and then proceed to pack those orders.
Great. There's another question related to Amazon FBA. It is in relation to Amazon FBA orders, but I'm assuming this means the transfer of inventory and picking the transfer from your warehouse. So how would you use the barcode scanner to pick and pack a transfer shipment to FBA?
Yeah, so to do that, we would do a transfer order, transferring products from one sublocation into your FBA prep sublocation, which then gets handled as you create that inbound shipment on Amazon Seller Central. We can import that as a transfer order and then pull the products you've moved from FBA prep.
Thank you. And another question from the audience is, does wave picking require assigning each order to a bin?
Yes, so each order would be assigned a slot or bin on the cart. This ensures that you can fully pick for each of the orders as you go through the warehouse, keeping your products organized as you make your lap around.
Fantastic. This next question is from the audience as well, and is there a way to import a pick list from ShipStation to prevent having to individually select the sales orders to batch pick in Finale?
Yes, so you can use the documents provided either by Finale or the slips provided by ShipStation. Those two are interchangeable. So if you're using ShipStation, that's great. Finale can recognize those codes as well.
Fantastic. Can the scanner be used for product builds?
So at the moment, the scanner cannot be used for product builds, though I do recognize that this is an important feature. So we do have it on our product roadmap, though at the time I cannot provide an exact ETA on that.
Fantastic. And one more from the audience. Unless you have any other questions, feel free to add that to the Q&A now or the chat. We're looking at both, but it looks like there's one more question at this time, and it's, is there a way to feed across to a shipping tool? I'm going to use ShipStation as the example, that the order has been picked, and then you just print the shipping label for that order that's been picked already.
Yes, so once the order has been considered packed, and if you print the shipping label on ShipStation, that is one of the shipping signals that I was talking about earlier. So as you go to print that shipping label, we consider that a shipping signal. We can then move that fully packed order into fully shipped, removing it from your inventory.
In a little bit further to that answer, you can also send over the information that the order has been packed from Finale to ShipStation. So that way in your shipping tool, you can understand what orders have been packed already and print those shipping labels accordingly. So the signals can go both ways. Yeah.
Yeah, great catch,
Um,
Ryan.
yeah. So it looks like that's the end of our questions. We'll give another minute or so here. And if anybody has any other questions, please feel free to use the chat, use the Q&A, and we'd be happy to answer that. If you have a little bit more of a question that's very specific to you, maybe situational, feel free to email us, service@finaleinventory.com, and that will give you the ability to ask that very specific question, get that specific answer. So if you have that type of a question, feel free, hit us up there. Aside from that, while we're just waiting for other questions, if you are somebody that's looking into adding scanners to your workflow, please feel free to reach us at that same email, service@finaleinventory.com, and we'll make sure to get you the information that you need and also connect you with our barcode scanner partner, Barcode Arena, for your physical devices. It does look like one more question rolled in, so I'll throw that out there, and then we can probably wrap up. Is there a place to review all of the app settings?
Yeah, so I just sent a link in the chat, which you can use to review the settings in the barcode scanner. But on the barcode scanner app itself, you can also go, I believe it is option 14 called settings, and that will take you to all the settings available on the scanner.
Fantastic. Awesome, Scott, you can close it out. It doesn't look like we have any other questions to review.
Okay. If you have any other questions, you can always email service@finaleinventory.com and we can help you over there. Otherwise, thank you all for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day, everyone.